Hi there, and welcome once again to another lesson presented by the Maths coach here. This is grade 8 curriculum content, and so if you are in grade 9 or so, that might really be boring for you. However, if you're in grade 8, you've tuned into the right playlist, and welcome. Let's quickly go through this. I hope this will help you for your exam preparation, and you will do well having understood what I will be sharing here. The first question here requires us to find the first 10 whole numbers. Okay, now this means they are testing your understanding of number systems. How do we come up with number systems? Where do they come from, and all that? Well, they come from counting. So if we count things, and maybe I want to count the number of chairs in a classroom or tables and all that, I will count here the lines representing maybe the tables. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But the moment there is nothing in the classroom, then how do I represent nothing? Well, that's where 0 comes from. So in the South African curriculum, we define whole numbers as numbers that actually count things, objects. So this is the symbol that represents the whole numbers with a subscript letter O. And so these are the numbers from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. I will stop at 9 because I have actually answered the question. If you think about it, 0 is my first number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 numbers. So I have actually answered the question in full. Otherwise, if they said 11 or 12, etc., then you would have started at 0 and stop at the 12th number, not necessarily the number 12, but the 12th number in your set. While at that, I just want to make you aware there are natural numbers that count living things, and these numbers start from 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay. And then the other number set that you probably don't know of, but you probably need to know of because we're going to do some multiplication, addition, include from numbers in that number set, is the set of integers. And these are all positive and negative numbers. In other words, from negative infinity to -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. Those are the special numbers here referred to as integers. We will talk more about number systems in the grade 9 curriculum. As I said, these are natural and these are whole. So in case you get another question asking about natural numbers or integers, I hope you'll be able to know how to answer that. All right, let's move on to the next question, which requires us to list all the factors of 210. Now, I recommend this process. Remember now, a factor refers to a number that can go into another number without leaving a remainder. In other words, such that the remainder is 0. So if you want to do this, and I guess they allow you to use calculators now, I'm just going to show you the quickest way. Otherwise, I would then suggest that you wait up for the upcoming exciting series of videos that I will be putting up that talk about the Trachtenberg speed system of mathematics that will teach you how to divide, multiply, add any types of numbers, multiply 3-digit numbers by 4-digit numbers, etc., within 1 minute or 2 minutes. I will be putting up that series later on as I think as exams come to an end. For now, I'm just going to focus on helping you to prepare for the exam. So let's think, can 1 go into 210? I'm sure it can, because 210 divided by 1 will give you 210. So 1 is a factor of 210. Let's try the next number after 1. That is the next natural number after 1. What is 210 divided by 2? Well, that is obviously 105. And so that means 2 is a factor. Does 3 go into 210? You will keep on testing this, and it happens that indeed 3 goes because you get a nice whole number 70 there. Well, what about 4? We don't know for now because we have not learned about this cool way that I spoke about, but I know some of you will know that 4 does not go into 210. What about 5? If we calculate this, maybe let me do this. Let's see what will happen here. If we take 4 and we try and divide, you get something like this, 52.5. You see there's a remainder. So we will not take that. Let's take 210 and divide it by 5. And I want you to just understand this. I know this might be too slow for some of you, but hey, not everyone had a good year of maths in grade 7 or so. So allow me to just entertain this. This gives me 35. So that means 6 is a factor. I know 7 will also go into this one. So 7 goes there 30 times. Now I'm going to show you something amazing about this method that I'm using. Let's see if 8 will go. And obviously, I know it doesn't go because in this case, 4 did not go. So here you're going to get something like 26.25. And again, I know some of you are seeing that this is obvious. Yes, 9 won't go as well. 9 won't go. This is 23 point recurring 3. 10 should obviously go. 10 should obviously go. Because 210 is a multiple of 10, isn't it? So that's 21. But does that mean 11 goes? No, not necessarily. Now, I want you to see something. Let's see. We know 12 won't go. We know 13 won't go. Now, 14 somehow will go. Okay, let me just write this 21 clearly so that we do not get confused. Okay, if we do 14, we get 15, all right? And obviously, the next number after 14 is 15, right? So I want you to see what happens. If you do 15, what are you gonna get? You're obviously gonna get what? 14. Now, at this stage, there's really no need to keep checking. I will tell you why. Because we have started now to have what? Repetitions. And what do I mean by repetitions? What I mean by repetition is the fact that when I found the factor of 15, it gave me what? So when I said 210 divided by 15, it gave me 14. So we can see now the factors are starting to repeat. So we will find numbers which we have already found. So that is what I mean by repeat. So now I want you to take note. 4 will not be a factor. We got a decimal there. That will not be, and that will not be. I just wanted to show you how to rule out numbers that are not factors. Now, please take note. 1 is a factor. 210 is also a factor. 2 is a factor, but that means 105 is also a factor. 3 is a factor, that means 70 is also a factor. 5 is a factor, that means 42 is also a factor. 210 is a factor, and so is 35. 7 is a factor, so is 30. 10 is a factor, so is 21. 14 is a factor, so is 15. You would have seen the number 16 would have not worked, 17 would have not worked, 18, 19, even 20 would have not worked. But the next number that would have worked if you tried out, interestingly, is the number 21. But that was going to give you a 10. So what was going to happen if you continued? After 21, you were going to get to 30. After 30, you were going to get to 35, 42. And before you know, you will be back at 210. But obviously, you don't want to waste time on that. So this is enough to try. You just got to try natural numbers until you find a repeat. So as we can see, there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There are 16 factors of this number 210. It has about 16 factors. So I hope that has helped you. And if that has helped you, then I want you to be able now to try this. Just try this one. pause the video and see if you can do that on your own. All right. I will stop here, and then in the next video, we will obviously then discuss the remaining questions.